Hello everybody, we are starting now a new game against Reza 58, trying to get 2600. We have a Sicilian defense here, and white is chose to play one of the sidelines which he has at his disposal. So white's idea is to get some kind of a Maruzi bind type position. Now black has a choice between a lot of options. He can play e5, he can play queen b6 in order to avoid this move d4. Let's see. What other options are there? I think knight f6 is also a possibility. And maybe some other moves which I'm not familiar with. So I feel like playing, and let's play b6. I just want to get some interesting game. I know that b6 is also a possibility, so let's see how that works out. So black's idea is simply to get some kind of a Maruzi or hedgehog type position with his bishop on b7. Now white did not play his pawn to d4. I think it's good time to put my knight on f6. So he decides to play with the pawn on d3 rather than d4. I don't think that this idea is very ambitious. Now I think I will counter in the center. If I manage to get my pawn to d4, it would be a big achievement for me, because I will completely block his pawn, his bishop on b2, and I will have a nice space advantage. So d4 is now a positional threat. So he decided to play d4, but this is funny. If you look at the position, it's actually a completely symmetrical position, just one by one symmetrical, but it's now black to move. So white just lost the initiative. He lost his first move advantage, and now it's actually black who is for choice here. So I think I have to release the tension in the center. Question is how exactly. I can take on d4, I can take on c4. This is a good time to sit and calculate. Let's see. What do I like better? It's a tough choice. I can also just ignore the threat and just play a developing move, something like rook e8. It might be a smart idea. I'm not so sure. Tough choice. Okay, let's go with c takes d4. Knight to b5. What is this? So instead of recapturing immediately, white is playing his knight to d5. To me it seems like a waste of time, because he could have recaptured it instantly. I think I'll take this one to open up my bishop's diagonal. Yes, and now I'm actually quite puzzled here. I have a pawn up, but it's under attack 4 times, and I don't think I have a good way to protect it. So I can just play something like a6 and followed by b5. And I'm not sure if I get anything special by doing so. Interesting situation, that's for sure. I can jump with my knight on e4. Also a big question if I get anything by this. I think that logically black should have a small advantage here because he is couple of tempos ahead of white. But it's not so easy to achieve because somehow the position is so symmetrical, it's kind of difficult to create anything. Let's try this move knight e4. Not really sure it's leading anywhere. Okay, let's try it. So my idea is to put my bishop on f6 in the first opportunity in order to exchange those bishop on f2 and the bishop on so this is his strong bishop on b2. I want to exchange it. This is why I want to put my bishop on f6 to kind of to force him to either exchange or to neutralize it. He took with the knight. I think now I will play bishop f6. So position is almost identical, very symmetrical. I'm not even sure that black has any advantage here. I think the position is completely equal here. But he needs to solve some small issues with this bishop on b2 being a small target for me. So he has a small problem with making a move here because he cannot move his queen too far away because he needs to defend his knight on d4. Of course he could just play moves like rook c1, but okay, he chose queen to d3. Now I have a couple of options. First of all, this is not a big threat because my knight is protected, but if I want to get the bishop's pair advantage, I could consider knight to d6. I'm actually liking this option, but then he has bishop a6 and I'm not really getting the bishop pair, which is unfortunate. I can start with a6, threatening b5 and then knight d6. Is this a clever idea? Of course I can also just develop pieces, say something like queen to d6, putting my rooks in the center. This is also very sensible. So many options. Let's play a6. I will try to confuse him a little bit. So now the threat is b5. So the obvious move for him would be a4. Yeah, now that was my idea, to play knight d6 in this position. Now that he doesn't have this move bishop a6. So I'm perhaps achieving something here by taking his bishop, because this is a rather opened position, so bishops are quite strong here. So I really think that if I take the bishop I could hope for some small advantage, but let's see. Rook to d1. And I think I'll take it. I'm not seeing any reason not to. Now we also have a kind of a tough choice whether to take with the pawn to create himself some weaknesses. Okay, he chose to take with the queen. Now once again I have options. I can play queen d5 to force the exchange of queens, trying to play the endgame. I can also play rook c8, which also is very tempting, to develop a piece with a tempo. Looks good enough. Let's do it. Queen d5 was also very tempting, but I perhaps want to play the move queen d5 on the next move when I would threaten checkmate here. So we'll see. Now I played, yes, queen e2, And now I think I will play queen d5, once again threatening this checkmate. And if the knight comes to defend on f3, I will take a pawn on b3. Yeah, I'm allowed to take the pawn, so I think I will do it. Now he can double my pawns, but I don't think I'm too concerned about it. I mean, once again, I might not have a very big advantage here, but I'm just trying to get something going on. So now I think he plans to play for some attack. He sacrifices another pawn on a4, maybe trying to play his knight somewhere and then get his rook and his queen to the attack. I think anyway I must take the pawn. I don't see any other good choices. So at the moment I'm 2 pawns up, but because of my compromised pawn structure on the king side, white has definite chances to attack me. So I'm definitely I need to be careful. I'm still definitely not in my comfort zone, let's say. Now if I queen e7, I don't like this move because now I can play this move, queen e4. Now this is a nice move because I'm centralizing my queen. I want to exchange the queens and also threaten his rook on d3. So it's kind of difficult for him to avoid the exchange of the queens. If he does not want to exchange the queens, probably he should consider a move like queen to d6. But then I think I'm just okay. He's not threatening anything, so it should be okay for black. He definitely cannot exchange the queens, because if he just exchanges the queens, he will play just a very normal position with the 2 pawns down. So yeah, he chose to play queen a3. But now I think I will develop the rook. It's a good time. Of course, any exchanges favoring me here, I'm very happy to exchange pieces, with having 2 pawns material advantage. So I don't see any huge attack from him coming soon, so I should be relatively safe here. But still, he has more than 2 minutes advantage on the clock, and I always have some slight problems with my king. So I played queen b3. Let me just play b5 because he was threatening my pawn on b6. He is also eyeballing my pawn on f7. But if he plays a move like rook e7, I can always play bishop d5. Yeah, that's what he did. He played he played rook e1, sorry. Yeah, now let's play bishop d5. Is that a good move? I can also just completely ignore what white is doing, just go for some b4, a5 ideas just to push the pawns, kind of saying you've got nothing. Let's do it. I don't know. I don't see something which is significantly better to do at the moment. I have 2 passed pawns. If I have nothing better to do, I think it's only logical to try to push them forward. g3. Now I was kind of counting on this move, queen c4, offering the exchange of queens. Obviously you will not. Yeah, he will not exchange, obviously. Yeah, so now I need to defend my pawn on f6. This is an important pawn. If I lose this pawn, things might get ugly for me. So I kind of was happy to force the move g3 from him, because now I have this very nice diagonal for the bishop. and perhaps I will be able to create some problems for his king. So I'm really wondering how he will try to attack me. So he plays knight h4 immediately. Now I can play queen to d5, threatening the kind of obvious checkmate. I think I will do it. Now he's threatening rook e8 followed by knight f5, so I think I must reply. I can also just play rook e6. No, let me play queen c6. I have to block this checkmate. Also, I'm very low on time. I have to play faster now. Yeah, now I like this one, rook e6. Once again, I want to exchange anything that I can, and at the same time, if he exchanges, I'm able. Okay, never mind. Now I think I found a nice move, queen e8. I'm not sure if this is working, but now I'm threatening his rook, some kind of discovered attack, and if the rook moves to the wrong place, he actually might get checkmated from e1. So white needs to be very careful with his next move. I only have 44 seconds. Okay, let me take the rook. Even though it's kind of painful to part from my beautiful bishop, life goes on. What to do? Okay, very low on time. Centralization, that's the name of the game. I have to centralize my pieces. I think now he is in trouble because I don't see any squares for his queen to go to avoid the exchange of queens. Yeah, now it's very easily winning. Now I think he also loses his knight because of the pin. Yeah, now I'm completely safe. I'm quite low on time, but I'm not worried at all about winning this position. I have enough time. And I'll try to put him in a kind of a mating net. I think I'm very likely to checkmate him from this position. Let's give a check. Oh, but I need to be careful about stalemates. Jesus. Okay, let's play this move. He has no stalemate because he will have a square at the end. Yeah, now he has to. Oh, this is sneaky, but this is checkmate, my friend. Yeah, he tried to make some stalemate trick for me. So in the last position, if I take his... Oh no, this is not even a stalemate. No, he can move. Now that was a bluff. Okay, but anyway, checkmate is better. I really wonder if after d4 I play the best way. So at this moment, I think this was a critical moment after the opening. So yeah, I think I made a decent job of creating some small problems. I even found the best move, a6 here. Wow, this is cool. The computer actually is saying that a6 followed by knight d6 are the best way for black to continue here. Now rook c8, rook yeah, here I should have played rook e8 first, but I was worried about queen g4. Oh, I just missed a very nice tactic, rook e4. This move I actually missed in my head when calculating this position. And now after the queen moves, I can just take his knight on d4. Yeah, I missed that one. And the position became a bit unclear with me having two pawns. But yeah, he's kind of having a lasting initiative here, which makes it difficult for me to win this position. But at the end of the day, I managed to do it, I think, rather well. Anyway, that was a nice game, quite an interesting one. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, please, people. Do a favor to your beloved chess player, no chest. And of course, if you have any comments or suggestions, you might leave a comment below, and I will try to reach to everybody and get everybody satisfied. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.